Today I fucked up by not knowing what a dead body smells like. Content warning. Death. There's been this smell in my apartment that I haven't been able to pinpoint. Kind of sickly sweet, like if moldy cookies and watermelon had been left in the sun way too long. Or rotting mochi. I thought maybe I had left a snack somewhere strange and it had gone rancid. Or maybe a dead mouse. But the smell wasn't any stronger in one room than another. I just could not figure out where it was coming from. But it was definitely prominent. I washed my hands of it eventually, assuming the smell was just there to be smelly, and there was nothing I could do to get rid of it. I've also been kind of sick. I've woken up in the morning super nauseous. Unable to eat without, losing it almost immediately. Missed a lot of uni classes because of it. Just overall unwell physically. Cough, congestion, the works. It got really bad this week. I've been burning candles like crazy. Went to the Red Big Box store chain to get some of those scented car vent clip-ons. Hung them everywhere. It didn't help. The smell persisted. Lingered. I think I had to eventually go noseblind because it stopped bothering me like it had been. I could smell it, but it no longer smelled so incredibly gross to me. Turns out the smell was my downstairs neighbor. The cops were here this morning. Taped the place off. Then an ambulance pulls up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm being as nosy as possible without getting in the way, peering through the windows periodically. Then the MF coroner pulls up. Time to go outside. The smell hits me like a truck. A very large truck. It's the same sickly sweet smell as before, just this time tainted with the smell of dirty human and rotting blood. My neighbor died of a heart attack, and had been rotting in his apartment for a fucking month. A whole month. This is where the fuck up comes in. I had seen the signs. I thought my neighbor was on vacation or something. My apartment complex has a pretty high turnover rate, so I thought maybe he moved. But there was so much mail in his mailbox, so it seemed like he didn't leave a forwarding address. But his car was there. It hadn't moved. I thought maybe it had and he had just parked in the same spot over and over. It is a rather small parking lot and we all have our unofficial designated spots. And then when you pair that with the smell, should have recognized the signs. I listen to true crime podcasts and have seen almost every crime-related drama TV show and documentary. So yeah, I've been smelling my dead neighbor since December and not realizing what was happening. And it's had negative impacts on my own health. Had I realized what I'd been smelling, I could have called for help much sooner. Now myself and my neighbors and my management company will have to deal with the smell till the cleanup crews can come through. Who knows if that will even take care of it. Might be dealing with this for a while, all because I couldn't identify the source of the smell in my apartment. When they moved his body today, the smell increased tenfold. It's absolutely permeated the walls. I am staying with a friend in the meantime. Yikes. Too long did not read. I've been smelling the smell of my dead neighbor rotting through the floor for the last month, not realizing what it was I was smelling. Edit 1. To my friends, I'm the comment saying this isn't an actual foo. I would argue that it is, simply because there were so many signs that there was something amiss. The piled up mail, the fact that his car never moved, the fact that I hadn't laid eyes on him a while, and now that I'm thinking about it, the large flies on his blinds in the window. Add the smell to everything, plus the fact that I should know what these signs point to since I listen to so many true crime related things. IRLLY should have realized. Edit 2. To the people who have me a helpful award and a wholesome award, thanks. Also. Why? Just wondering. Slightly inappropriate. Slightly funny. Ozone is great at removing smells from air, used in hospitals, actually cleans the air. Don't breathe it in, spray a room and leave it for a time, it's like ozone. Sorry you had to experience this. On the bright side, you'll never forget what a dead body smells like. Had something similar happened to me, dead body, summertime, 3 weeks pass by. That is a smell you will never forget. I have had the misfortune in my last profession of having to come upon several deceased individuals at different times. My experienced partner would tell me to check for flies in the windows before we made entry on these welfare checks. One particular time, there wasn't. And I was out of the house puking in about 30 seconds. Decomposition is a wicked and natural thing. But good lord, it smells. But I have to say, burning flesh, hair is a slight step above that. That's a different story. Sorry to hear that. Once you smelled it, you'll never forget it again. It wasn't your screw up. It's not something most people think of. Just be glad it isn't summertime with no AC. I've never smelt a dead human and I hope I never have to. But I do own a pet snake who once took his mouse, hid it, and then decided he didn't want it. The smell of that mouse rotting away is hands down the worst thing I have ever smelt. If it comes anywhere close to what a rotting person smells like, I really feel for you. Hope you get your flat back to normal soon. Until then, enjoy some clean air at your friends. You deserve it. Same thing happened to me. Downstairs neighbor died. I started smelling what I thought was sewer gas that kept getting worse. It was only in the garage though, since my garage adjoins that unit. 3 days of it and the smell changed a little, like you're said, more sickly sweet. I called the WA and the next day there was a coroner's van out front. I work apartment maintenance. I have encountered this before. It's awful. But it is not your fault. They died of natural causes unrelated to you. Even if you called it in sooner, trust me, a week or a month the impact is the same. Nothing you could have done to prevent anything. I'm very sorry this happened to you. It's rough. Trust me. Found a body last year that had been there 2 weeks. It sucks. Maybe ask for a carpet shampoo and air filter change to help with the smell in your place. Also add a car air freshener to your filter if you have access to help. But in the end, not your fault. You did nothing wrong. Peace and love. Not a doctor, but you might want to see one. Smelling that for a month can't have been healthy. Today I fucked up by not scratching my boob itch. So this morning I was in a hurry as I was trying to get my morning going. Ya know. Breakfast for the family, instructing the kids on how to properly dress themselves for the day, convincing my husband he doesn't need another video game or power tool while playing fetch with the dogs in the dining room, and trying not to burn the eggs. All while I'm trying to take my morning meds. I chuck the dog's toy, hand my daughter a jacket, flip some eggs onto a plate and slam my meds in my mouth without looking at it. I guzzle some orange juice as I look around on the floor and counters cuz I thought I heard a pill maybe fall. I do not see a pill anywhere. I've already swallowed what I put in my mouth, so I can't even tongue count them to double check. Oh well, I'm sure since I don't see one lying around anywhere that it's fine and I didn't drop one. Fast forward a couple hours. I'm in the car taking my husband to lunch at a restaurant. I have an itch on my boob that I can't get to because I'm driving. I ignore it. I couldn't look at the restaurant and just kept casually sideswiping my fun bag across my husband's arm to ease the itch. When we left, there were people all around us in broad daylight, so I couldn't get a good scratch in. So that's basically how the day continued to go. I had a very busy day, met with several new clients. I kept covertly knocking my boob into anything and everything trying to scratch that itch and just never got to. The 3 times I got to go to the bathroom I had my daughter with me, and she's old enough that privates have to remain private, so I couldn't exactly flop it out and scratch at it like the madwoman I wanted to be. So here it is, 11:30 at night. I have the kids in bed, got my husband packed up and finally gone to spend the weekend with his buddies. I finished all the phone calls with clients and finally had the last foster puppy picked up just minutes ago. The only thing I can think about is that now I have my chance to scratch my ta-ta until I feel my fingernails hit my lung. I lock the door and turn off all the lights while trying to one-hand unhook my granny bra with approximately 9 bazillion hooks on it. I make it to the dining room table and still can't get my bra off, so I do upside-down prayer hands and dive into the Valley of Demons, separate the chesticles, and I found the stupid pill I thought I dropped this morning under my boob. Funniest part. It was my allergy pill to help with my itchiness. I am so done with today. Too long, did not read. I didn't realize I dropped one of my morning pills into my bra. It lodged itself under my boob and caused a ferocious itch all day, and I finally found it after an almost 16-hour day. It was an allergy pill that keeps me from itching. Oh dear. I shouldn't be laughing, however your descriptions are just too funny. Glad you found the missing pill, fixed the boob itch, and can now relax for the night. The 3 rhymes. I got to go to the bathroom I had my daughter with me. Privates have to remain privates. Ah. WTF. Should have just told her that you're being uncomfortable and have to scratch an itch. That's why you're doing it in the bathroom stall so no one can see. Besides, you're taking her to the bathroom. Isn't that also a private thing? The true frustration of the female existence. I laugh but feel this on such a deep level. Gonna give your daughter a complex pretending boobs or some sort of dirty secret you can't even scratch a particularly vicious itch on if there's literally anyone near you. Like, I'm all for establishing what is and isn't acceptable behavior around strangers in public, but you could have solved this issue hours earlier if you would just be willing to teach her, everyone has boobs and they're perfectly normal and sometimes they itch. Soapbox. Very funny. Also sounds like you need a long vacation from everyone and a personal assistant. Not many TIFUs make me actually laugh out loud anymore. Tears of joy. Slow clap, clapping hands, medium light skin tone, clapping hands, medium light skin tone, clapping hands, medium light skin tone. Man, I feel tired just reading the events of your day. You must have superhuman energy. As an aside, I know water is boring, but it's best to take your meds with water, as fruit juices, especially apple, grapefruit and orange fruit juices, can alter how well meds operate and how they operate. I was so worried that it would end up being a spider. I'm glad it wasn't. Also, this is totally something I would do. Tears of joy.